is something free from the internet everyone should take advantage of. Story 1, I bring to you Radio Garden, my friend, radio stations from around the globe. Just spin it a bit and click where you want to get a list of radio stations from that country. Great for people who like foreign music, language learners, or people looking to reconnect with something back home. Story 2, TurboTax SAS. Comments created by Hassan Minhaj with a list of websites to file free taxes with direct links instead of misleading users to paying. Hassan Minhaj talks about it in his Patriot Act Volume 6 episode, Why Doing Taxes is So Hard at It. Wow. I'm really glad I watched this episode and happened to be on this post at the same time. I just wish this post was sooner than the tax due date. Thank you, Pendleton 18 for my first gold. And thank you, Energy Taker Lad, for my first +1 award. Story 3, the Free Cycle Network, a free-to-sign-up nonprofit website that helps people give away free stuff that they don't need to people who need it in their local town neighborhood. Their goal is to promote reuse of goods that would otherwise go into landfills. Story 4, Audacity, a powerful audio editor, ideal for music and podcasts. Autodesk Fusion 360, CAD/CAM software, Bitwarden, open-source password management service, Blender, free and open-source 3D creation suite, Cakewalk, music production software, Darktable, open-source photography workflow application, and Raw Developer. Dashlane, cross-platform subscription-based password manager and digital wallet application. DaVinci Resolve, color correction and nonlinear video editing application. FreeCAD, open-source general-purpose parametric 3D computer-aided design modeler. GIMP, a powerful open-source photo and image editing tool. Godot Engine, a 2D and 3D cross-platform, free and open-source game engine released under the MIT license. Glitch, build fast, full-stack web apps in your browser. Glimpse Image Editor, a photo editor for everyone. Greenshot, a free screenshot tool optimized for productivity. Handbrake, the open-source video transcoder. Honey, a browser extension that aggregates and automatically applies online coupons on e-commerce websites. HitFilm Express, video editing software with professional-grade VFX tools. Inkscape, free and open-source vector graphics editor. Kdenlive, open-source video editing software based on the MLT framework. KD and Qt. KeyPass, free and open-source password manager primarily for Windows. Krita, free and open-source raster graphics editor designed primarily for digital painting and 2D animation. Open Broadcaster software, open-source software for video recording and live streaming. LibreOffice, open-source Office Suite. LMS, a digital audio workstation application program. Magica Voxel, a free lightweight GPU-based voxel art editor and interactive path tracing renderer. Medibang Paint Pro, free digital painting and comic creation software. MuseScore, create, play, and print beautiful sheet music. Ocean Audio, easy, fast, and powerful audio editor. OpenTunes, animation production software. PaintNet, a freeware raster graphics editor program for Microsoft Windows developed on the Net Framework. Photopea, web-based raster and vector graphics editor. Pixlr, feature-packed online photo editor. QGIS, open-source cross-platform desktop geographic information system application. Radio Garden, explore live radio by rotating the globe. Raw Therapy, free, cross-platform raw image processing program. Reaper, digital audio workstation and MIDI sequencer software. ShareX, screen capture, file sharing and productivity tool. Shotcut, a slick open-source program for advanced video editing. SlidesGo, free Google Slides and PowerPoint templates. Switch, convert, and encode sound files quickly. The Noun Project, icons for everything. TurboTax sucks ass, website that makes it easy to file your taxes. Unity, cross-platform game engine. Unreal Engine, the most open and advanced real-time 3D creation tool. Unsplash, beautiful free images and pictures. VLC Media Player, open-source portable cross-platform media player software and streaming media server. Versus Code, free source code editor. Waveform, fully featured, completely unlimited free DAW for all music creators. WavePad, audio and music editor for Windows and Mac. Costream, anime and animated TV show movie site with dubs and subs. 7-Zip, file archiver with a high compression ratio. Some learning material. Code Academy, free sessions and exercises for any coding language. Coursera, online courses. Certifications, not all Coursera certifications are free, but worth its. Cybrary, the cybersecurity and IT career development platform. X, online courses. Certifications, not all Coursera certifications are free, but worth it. Free Code Camp, learn to code at home. Goal Kicker, free programming books in any language, Khan Academy, a non-profit educational organization. Learn with Google, courses and certifications from Google. Learn with Microsoft on X free, courses for Microsoft. MDN Web Docs, resources for developers, by developers. MIT courses, MIT's OpenCourseWare. Octave, software featuring a high-level programming language, primarily intended for numerical computations. Basically, free MATLAB alternative or programming language. Free software environment for statistical computing and graphics replace. It code and collaborate without friction. W3 Schools, the world's largest web development learning site. Edit all suggestions added and updated. The comment is back. Story 5, any student stuck on paywalls to see studies. Hey, race a way to get around a lot of them. Sci-Hub, removing barriers in the way of science. Story 6, if you're a student or are really trying to stay focused at work, there's an app called The Forest. Stay focused. I could be wrong, but it's definitely The Forest. It's a free app that's available as an extension on Google Chrome or the Apple App Store. Basically, you plant a tree, set a time limit, and you can only go on the sites that you've added to the white list or your tree will die. It's designed to stop you from always being in social media while you're supposed to be studying or doing something productive. Story 7, edX. It's completely free online courses, usually 2 to 6 weeks per course, taught by professors from top-notch universities from all over the world. Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Oxford. It's just like taking classes from a university with assignments, lectures to watch, etc., and the courses are varied and interesting. Another online use people don't think about is libraries. Go to your local library, get a card, and you get a huge selection of books right on your phone, Kindle, laptop, etc. You check out the books online, and you get them on your device for 3 weeks usually. The book then deletes itself, but you can check the book back out if need be. It's completely free. Edit Hey Race the X link. Story 8, I always love the opportunity to be able to talk about because it is such a wonderful and free resource. It has millions of free downloads for music, movies, books, software, etc. One very popular example is that it is home to a very large catalog of Grateful Dead recordings. There is also the Internet Arcade, where you can play a lot of classic games along with the console living room, which is similar. They have access to tons of old PC games too, and you can even play the original Oregon Trail online. There's a lot more in their software section too. It also has the Wayback Machine, which has archived more than 451 billion web pages saved, so you can go back and see how websites were years ago. For example, Hey Race Reddit on July 25th, 2005, a month after it was created. Story 9, My 90s TV. This is more of a novelty website to kill some time, but I think it's pretty cool, and you can easily lose yourself for hours with nostalgia. It basically uses YouTube videos to simulate watching TV in 90s, and you can specify what year you want and what categories you want to see when you change channels. There's also a My 80s TV and a My 70s TV, and the dev has said they are considering building one for the 2000s. Story 10 is a website that checks through a database of breaches to see if any account associated with your email has been compromised. Edit being pawned is pretty common, especially if you use the same email from many websites. There's no need to be concerned if you've been pawned multiple times. Almost all will be from mass data breaches, and it is unlikely you will ever be targeted specifically. However, it is a good idea to close accounts you no longer use and to change the passwords on accounts you use regularly. Story 11, free old computer games. Some good ones from my childhood: Marathon, The Incredible Machine 12, Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit 12, Underground 12, Most Wanted, Carbon Tony Hawk Pro Skater 234, Underground 12, Simpsons Hit and Run, Final Fantasy Baldur's Gate, The Lord of the Rings. Story 12, for parents, Common Sense Media. Org lays out new movies and apps and other pop culture items and discuss them and the age appropriateness in case the parent is unaware of what something is. There's also classes about how teens and kids can learn to responsibly use the internet. Seems dumb, but I try to plug it any chance I get. Story 13, Goodrx. If you haven't seen the depressing commercials, this is an app that gives you discounts on prescription medications. My dog has epilepsy, and I save about $200 a month on his pills. Story 14, Windows 10 is still free if anyone still needs it. Basically, they had it for free back in 2016 and never got rid of the link edit for clarification. When I used this link, it indeed came with the full version. No watermarks or inability to change the background came with it. Unless I am mistaken, in which case, please tell me so. Story 15, YouTube. You can learn anything off of there. Vocal warm-ups. Got it. How to do close-up magic. Easy peasy. How to best plant beans. Hey Race a step by step, and people are willing to clarify steps in the comments. The possibilities are endless. Story 16, not exactly legal, but But Z Library has PDF copies of almost every publication ever, including books, magazines, textbooks, and science journals. I use it for PDF copies of books I already own. It does nothing but free up space. Story 17, a fun thing to just check out, is the first ever website. Something else that's really cool is the Library of Babel, which essentially contains every possible string of letters, periods, and commas. At first glance, it seems a bit uninteresting until you realize every story, text message, word, thought, the names of every person who ever lived, the names of every person who didn't live, the secrets behind the creation of our universe, are technically within the many, many volumes of the library. You can search anything you want in the library and ITLL find it for you. It's honestly quite mind-blowing. Story 18, many websites offer real-time, basically flight tracking, not just flight status but maps and markers, updating every second of flights all around the world, updated arrival times. They've saved me hours of waiting in cell phone lots because I didn't know a plane left late or arrived early, etc. Story 19, Tubi TV. It has a ton of movies, not exactly box office hits, but it's got movies and they change every month. I've watched movies like Fury and Airplane on there. Best part is you can get it in phone, laptop, and PS4 as far as I know. 100 free, 100 recommended. They also have TV shows and anime. I've watched One Punch Man and Fairy Tail. Story 20, free condoms. Many states in the U.S. should have an anti-HIV health program where they discreetly mail you a pack of condoms for free after you fill out a super short anonymous survey. The caveat is the shipping time is around 2 to 3 weeks, but hey, they're free. Edit spelling. Story 21 from their website Espresso is a little tool to edit texts and improve your writing style. It will teach you to express yourself through writing more efficiently and help make your text more readable, precise, and engaging. Story 22, Dolly Parton's Child Book Club. Sign up and get free children's books for your kiddos. It is a little limited state-wise, but it is nice if it is available in your area. Story 23, Reddit, YouTube, Wikipedia, library website can give you tons of resources. OpenOffice for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, VLC player to play any video and audio, Audacity for audio editing, Handbrake for video editing, GIMP for image editing, Qt PDF Writer to print anything to PDF. Story 24, GovTrack. It's a website dedicated to tracking the bills and votes of Congress. You can find out who proposed what bill, when they did, and when they'll be voting on it. Critical for staying in the know. It turned it into a link, so it's easier to access. Story 25, not really take advantage of, but there's tons of free apps to learn at least a little sign language. I'm like 70 deaf on top of auditory processing disorder that probably stems from my autism, and I'd really love to meet a stranger that signs. It's only ever happened once when some random little kid translated for me at Starbucks. Story 26, for the COVID semester, I forgot to rent some of my books for reading, and this website had everything I needed for free. It's also the only reliable website where I can watch Norm Macdonald live too, which is always a plus. Story 27, for LaTeX. Overleaf is great for simple coding. Replace is great for archive of math resources. Apes.com is great. Story 28, free language immersion programs. And not just talking about Duolingo. Tandem and HelloTalk are free language exchange apps. You put in the language you're learning, and it connects you with native speakers that want to learn your native language. I've heard of people having problems with speakers using it as a dating app, but I've never had that happen myself. There are language immersion Discord servers for nearly any language you want to learn. You can usually just Google it and find one somewhere. Subreddits for languages oftentimes have their own Discord servers. Google Chrome has several extensions that will translate phrases for you, teach you new words, etc., without any extra effort. You're practically learning a language every time you use the internet. Edit Gloss, Kipsys, and Langulearn are good ones. If there's a popular public domain book in English, chances are it's been translated and is in public domain in other languages. Usually when learning a language, they'll try to be able to read the little prints by the end of my first year of learning, which isn't public domain everywhere, but is still easy to find, never too expensive, and usually easy to read. Story 29, www. Find Help. Org lists all of the free and reduced cost resources in the U.S., starting with your zip code. It returns food banks, housing shelters, financial assistance, bus passes, etc. ETA completely free to use with no ads. If you don't need it, someone you know probably does. Story 30, YouTube. I play drums. Lots of people post drum covers. I learn cool songs, new fills, and all sorts on there. It's the reason why I've come this far over the past 9 years. Story 31, 7 Cups. It is a free, safe, and anonymous way to talk to trained listeners about anything going on in your life. There are also group chat rooms where you can talk to peers who may experience something similar to you. Couldn't recommend it more. Story 32, Word Hippo. It is, hands down, the best online thesaurus ever. You can search synonyms and antonyms, and it includes slang, explicit language, and multi-word phrases, all of which are typically excluded in other thesauruses I've used. This feature lets you find both more specific academic professional words and more general slang colloquial words. It's saved my sanity in term papers and text alike. When you search a word or phrase, you get a page that breaks down synonyms by meaning and part of speech. Check out this page for live with 11 verb usages, 13 adjective usages, and 3 adverb usages. Bonus, I actually ended up using the word hippo while writing this comment. Story 33, Ken M. His contributions to modern literature and discourse in the public forum have influenced and enriched today's society and culture in ways that few people truly comprehend. Story 34 may be late to the game, but freetaxsuza.com don't use TurboTax or any other online tax filing service and pay outrageous fees. You get the same functionality, if not more, and federal is free and state filing is about $15. Obviously, this is relative to your situation, but a great free alternative. Story 35, the Body Weight Fitness RR, is the best free body weight workout ever. It's designed by several experts and absolutely free. Story 36, free 100 free DuckDuckGo is a privacy-focused search engine, which is on par with Google. Firefox is the best browser. Godot is a 100 free and open-source game engine. Visual Studio Code is an open-source and feature-rich code editor. Discord is a channel-based communication tool. GeoD Galaxy is a game library manager. OBS is free and open-source screen capturing software. World Painter is a custom terrain creator for Minecraft Java. RetroArch is an emulator manager. Tipera is a markdown writer. Blender is an insanely feature-rich 3D modeling tool. It can do way more than that. Piskel is an open-source pixel art creation web app. GIMP is an art creation tool. Krita is another art creation tool. Pseudo free with paid features. Unreal Engine is a AAA 3D game engine. Unity is 3D and 2D game engine. Todoist is a cross-platform task manager. Notion is a personal database solution. LastPass is a password manager. GitHub is a code hosting service not limited to code, but aimed at it. Games Path of Exile is a free dungeon crawler. Apex Legends is my favorite battle royale. Epic Game Store gives away free games every 2 weeks. Call of Duty Warzone is another battle royale. Valorant is a tactical hero shooter. CSGO is the definitive tactical shooter, but the free option is not recommended. Hearthstone is a card game set in the WoW universe. Legends of Runeterra is a card game set in the LOL universe. EVE Online is an MMOIDK, never got into it. Dota 2 is a MOBA. League of Legends is a MOBA. Warframe is grindy but fun. Destiny 2 is grindy. Team Fortress 2 is the original hero shooter. Battlerite is an arena-style MOBA RIP. Splitgate is a cross between Halo and Portal. Dreamscaper is a pretty interesting looking end. Dauntless is like Monster Hunter. Paladins is off-brand Overwatch. I didn't add links to the games because I was lazy. Story 37, wow, the mods in here for incinerating the second most popular post. Like holy, whatever that thread was, it was redacted into oblivion, and it got like 5 awards, like actual proof of aliens versus the government level redactions up in here. Story 38, the web extension Honey on Chrome. It's similar to coupons found on eBates or Retail Minot, except it autofills the promotional code box with different codes until it gets you the best deal. It saved me tons of money. Story 39, edit, sorry y'all. I shoulda included a description with the URL. Hey, erase what the site has to say. Every Noise at Once is an ongoing attempt at an algorithmically generated, readability-adjusted scatterplot of the musical genre space, based on data tracked and analyzed for 4,555 genre-shaped distinctions by Spotify as of July 15, 2020. The calibration is fuzzy, but in general down is more organic, up is more mechanical, and electric left is denser and more atmospheric. Right is spikier and bouncier. Story 40, feel like this has been asked before, and pretty recently. Here you go, lots of answers, and hey, race the compilation answer of all the cool free software out there. Story 41, a cousin is hiking a trail that goes from Baja, Mexico up to Canada. There are stretches that are free from the internet, so he has to upload his photos every few days. I think that'd be a good thing for everybody who's able to do at least once. Story 42, repost, because comments were deleted. You whoever decided that was a smart idea. Audacity, a powerful audio editor, ideal for music and podcasts. Autodesk Fusion 360, CAD/CAM software, Bitwarden, open source password management service. Blender, free and open source 3D creation suite. Darktable, open source photography workflow application and raw developer. Dashlane, cross-platform subscription-based password manager and digital wallet application. DaVinci Resolve, color correction and nonlinear video editing application. GIMP, a powerful open-source photo and image editing tool. GreenShot, a free screenshot tool optimized for productivity. HitFilm Express, video editing software with professional-grade VFX tools. Inkscape, free and open-source vector graphics editor. Krita, free and open-source raster graphics editor designed primarily for digital painting and 2D animation. Open Broadcaster software, open-source software for video recording and live streaming. LibreOffice, open-source office suite. LMS, a digital audio workstation application program. Magic of Voxel, a free lightweight GPU-based voxel art editor and interactive path tracing renderer. Medibang Paint Pro, free digital painting and comic creation software. Ocean Audio, easy, fast, and powerful audio editor. Photopea, web-based raster and vector graphics editor. Pixlr, feature-packed online photo editor. Pro Tools, a digital audio workstation. QGIS, open-source cross-platform desktop geographic information system application Reaper. Digital audio workstation and MIDI sequencer software. ShareX, screen capture, file sharing and productivity tool. Shotcut, a slick open-source program for advanced video editing. Switch, convert and encode sound files quickly. Unity, cross-platform game engine. Unreal Engine, the most open and advanced real-time 3D creation tool. VS Code, free source code editor. WavePad, audio and music editor for Windows and Mac. Wukostream, anime and animated TV show movie site with dubs and subs. Some learning material. Code Academy, free sessions and exercises for any coding language. Free Code Camp, learn to code at home. Khan Academy, nonprofit educational organization. Learn with Google, courses and certifications from Google. Learn with Microsoft on X. Free courses from Microsoft. MIT Courses, MIT's OpenCourseWare. Octave, software featuring a high-level programming language, primarily intended for numerical computations. Basically, free MATLAB alternative. R, programming language, free software environment for statistical computing and graphics. W3 Schools, the world's largest web development learning site. I did not manage to copy the links, but a quick search will point you to the right place. Story 43 Lightshot, lets you screenshot specific parts of the screen, so there's no need to crop, and it gives you the option to share without having the need to save it first. Story 44 Khan Academy, YouTube, Surprising Eye, and No Linux free programming sites. I put the asterisk here because some of those are free until you pay for the full service type deal. XSQL free programming sites. Story 45 Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet, in their opinion. Of course, on YouTube, their exercises have done wonders for my shoulder and lower back pain. I take some of their non-physical therapy advice with a grain of salt, but what I've tried that is PT-related has worked. Story 46, this website has every single PC game from the 70s, 80s, 90s till the early 2000s. I've found so many lost games there you actually couldn't imagine. The amazing part, it has step-by-step instructions for every game that you want to download, and it's free. There's a search tab too, so don't worry, you won't have to search for hours for that one game that you played in your childhood. Story 47 StumbleUpon. It's a free browser extension that shows you cool websites like these listed in this thread. You can sign up and tell them what you'd like to see, and they'll tailor your experience to those things. Don't like a site recommended to check out, you can rate it and bam, never to be seen again. Or just press the stumble button for hours and hours of procrastination. It's super addicting. Story 48 10-minute mail. Com lets you use a temporary email ID for registering on websites, which need a subscription to proceed further. Comes in handy when you do not want to reveal your personal email ID or let your email ID be used for marketing. You can also receive emails and use the links within to complete the registration process. Note the temporary email ID exists for only 10 minutes. You can keep clicking the Add 10 more minutes button to keep the email ID active for an additional 10 minutes. Story 49, this is way too late, probably won't get noticed, but in case anyone is going way down in this thread, check out Stellarium. It's a planetarium for desktop or phone. Story 50, since this got removed once with no reason, and people keep asking, hey, erase the link. Story 51 MIT OpenCourseWare. Only have experience with their math classes. It's better than taking the classes from a university professor. I'm good at math, but I struggled in the university setting. I found myself learning all the material 2 weeks late. The lectures were to a class of 150 to 300 people, and there was almost always a language barrier preventing me from fully grasping the content until after the test. When I was having difficulty in Calc 3 due to my heavily accented Russian professor who was only teaching the class because he had a minimum quota of classes to teach each year to stay employed for his research in number theory, my teaching assistant helped a bit, but not enough. I found MIT OpenCourseWare, and although the teacher had a minor German accent he wanted to teach, it made a world of difference. And if I missed anything, I could rewind 20 seconds and hear it again. Most importantly, these teachers are absolutely amazing at giving you what you need. The MIT staff are not there because they're super smart, although they might also be that, but instead because they're the best teachers. I'm convinced anyone who wants to learn can from them. After that successful turning around a grade, I used it again for differential equations and linear algebra. I aced 100 both finals for diff EQ and linear algebra, despite being a C student for most of the semesters in the classes. My only regret is not watching each lecture during the semester, instead of all in a row before the finals. TLDR, you're almost better off watching the MIT OpenCourseWare lectures with headphones on a laptop while attending your math classes at a large university than paying attention to your professors. Story 52, I've got bookmarked few cool pages that I use, so here you go. Musichromer lets you find related music to whatever you type in tune find. Look up music from TV shows, divided by episodes futureme. Send yourself a letter into a future. I do this once a year, and I always forget what I wrote in the last one. Sync charisma and decode INCI. Decode what a skin product is for, like masks and creams and stuff. Stop paying money for harmful that will make you outbreak. Standard books, ebooks, a wide selection of classics. It's like Penguin Classics, except not Penguin. Makes sense, I know. Millinote, note app kind of like a whiteboard. Mind mapping, research collection, book planning, conspiracy theory map. Moreau used to be Realton board. Nearly infinite whiteboard where you could do anything, including drawing by hand. Does have a phone tablet app too? Handles long text worse than Millinote through. More for the visual stuff, but I planned out a relationships tree for one of my novels a few years ago there. So I'm a fan. PDF tools combine. Convert from or to PDF. No waiting time. No per day restriction. I use this at work on a daily basis. Unox. Find which Netflix hosts the show or movie you want to watch in case you're switching. Style, rest in peace, Polivore. Nothing will ever replace you, but Style is trying. Gals and fashionistas. Style is really trying. IRC chat. Basically, Unsplash, free pics, Minoize noise generator. Story 53, Brave. Brave is a free and open source web browser which comes with a built-in ad and tracker blocker. But unlike other browsers who claim to have a private mode, but only hide your history from others using your browser. However, Brave comes installed with Tor, which not only hides your history, it masks your location from the sites you visit by routing your browsing through several servers before it reaches your destination. These connections are encrypted to increase anonymity. I honestly haven't been able to use anything else after switching to Brave and DuckDuckGo. Important quick edit, guys. For people who care strictly about privacy or are disturbed by Brave's past controversy, Tor is definitely a great alternative. Here is the download link. Story 54, Library Genesis has literally tons of downloadable PDF books. I've found countless college textbooks and expensive manuals for stuff like Microsoft Office as well. Story 55, Torrenting. I must have missed a memo because in the 2000s, 2010s, it was pretty common practice, but now everyone thinks it's like downloading a car. If you're poor and can't afford digital media, just torrent instead of depriving yourself. Your taxes go towards libraries that likely have whatever digital media you're looking for. So if you can't be bothered to get a library card, then just torrent that you want. Makes zero sense to shame a person for torrenting a book or TV show if their local library could give it to them for free anyway. Methinks the rise of propaganda is largely behind the anti-torrenting sentiment so common these days. Very convenient now that Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music, and all the other streaming services have become a norm. Those companies, all of them, same with textbook companies. I hope Legend bankrupts any textbook company. Reddit should be ashamed for banning any subreddit that promotes torrenting. This place was so pro-torrenting in the early 2010s, and it was awesome. The golden age of the internet has died, and the Wild West is long gone. It seems makes me sad. The Onion, calm. Story 56, Ecosia. It's a free internet browser that plants a tree every time you make a search. I find it has less ads and better results, and it makes me feel a little better inside, asking all the dumb questions I do. Story 57, I just want to say that this comment thread is so nice it brings hope in me that people really want to help each other and support each other in everything. Good job, humanity, D. Story 58, adding some I didn't notice here, Autodesk Sketchbook Photoscope, PHLERN's YouTube channel, Struggle Meals YouTube channel, Retro Reruns YouTube channel, Comedian Chris Gethard's YouTube channel, which has an archive of his old public access show. Among newer content, it's wacky, but I like it, and it's free. I'm DBS Collaboration Search. Super random, but it's a cool feature of VirusTotal, where you can upload a file, paste a URL to see if it's got a virus. Not the most comprehensive, but if you don't have antivirus software, you should definitely use this. Club Penguin BC Nostalgia. I guess Codenames Online. For game nights, put on pause by COVID checkout if your local library subscribes to RB Digital. And you might be able to access tons of different magazines online, reminiscent of Hoopla or Libby. A perler bead, aka fuse bead, those plastic beads you put on a pegboard and then iron. You probably did it once as a kid. Open source software project that lets you upload images to create a fuse bead template. Symbolab is step-by-step calculator for many different areas of math, kind of similar to Wolfram Alpha, I guess. An assortment of cool, random open source experiments made by an artist with a background in web design. Stain solutions. A database for the best way to get rid of almost every kind of stain. It's an extension from the University of Illinois. iFixit repair manual. Because big tech companies, specifically Apple Canva free version, gets the job done for most good OLJSTOR, which you probably know already if you're in college. New York Public Library's archive database with tons of stuff to explore for absolute novices looking for a good place to start learning to draw. An archive from Cornell University focused on scholarly articles in STEM. Old-time radio player. If you've ever wanted to listen to the stuff your grandparents grew up on. Free resources online for learning American Sign Language, the self-proclaimed ASL University, and a personal favorite. For when you want to watch something specific but don't want to search your subscriptions. This tells you where something is playing, where you can buy it. Story 59, knowledge on solar thermal towers, sunlight. Use mirrors to direct it at a focal point, which boils water and then turns a turbine, generating electricity. Copper wire coils and magnets spinning around one another. Free electricity. Very simple, totally unutilized. Story 60, if you want to have a skill that could come in handy, learning coding isn't that hard. There are countless resources online for helping one learn, and huge communities that can answer questions with nearly any language. It's definitely a skill that looks good on a resume if you're looking for any sort of job that could involve any sort of analytics. Story 61, Bugmanot. Comment a website with random accounts for other platforms. So if you want to download something from a website, but it says sign in to download, you can enter the domain in Bugmanot.com, and it gives you an email and password. No need for creating accounts anymore. I think it is really useful. Story 62, Library Genesis is a website you can use to borrow ebooks for free. They have scientific papers and all manners of fiction and nonfiction too. I went from spending like $100 on books a year to almost nothing. Story 63, Africam.com. This website has been around since the 90s. It's like going on a wildlife holiday from your own home. Lots of live cameras around national parks in Africa, usually around watering holes. ECT. I was watching a pack of lion cubs last week. All supports wildlife conservation. Story 64, if you're an Amazon shopper, review everything you get, not just star rate. And I liked it. Pretend you're Ashens and tell everyone why they should or should not buy this product. Over the years, I've been sent so much free stuff from companies, and now Amazon has a program to just get free stuff directly. You have to qualify for it, and the way to qualify is to write helpful reviews for things you've already bought. I've got a decent streaming setup for Twitch, largely for free. By doing this, I'm getting a couple new lav mics and some lights this week to test out. Story 65, if you have a Samsung, the Samsung Health app is amazing. It tracks steps, which is extremely accurate. You can also put in thing you've eaten, and it will show a graph of the key nutrients you have eaten and the recommended amount. Story 66 pays you to write books and passages, depending on skill and grammar, can make 1 for 5 cents per word. Story 67, I'm surprised I haven't seen this one mentioned yet or haven't scrolled far enough. Krita, free drawing platform with a lot of similarities to Photoshop. Story 68, so I've posted this a few times, but it never gets the attention or seriously deserves. BOK or Bouquet. Orchid is a free online library with over millions of textbooks, books, and audios literally available for download. Saved me over hundreds in my last semester. Story 69, Bitcoin mining. It's free and fairly simple to start up on a machine, and you can run it as a process at night. Although not too profitable, it's a fun thing to tinker with. Story 70, IDEA, the International Dialects of English Archive. It has examples of different English accents and dialects with audio for referencing. Priceless as a DM who sucks at voices. Story 71, this post is sponsored by Honey. Honey is a free browser extension that unlocks the internet's best deals. One click, and Honey automatically finds, tests, and applies the best coupon code at checkout on 30,000 popular sites. Story 72 Theme Master Self Traffic. Calm learning how to make a website and doing SEO to it to get its search traffic for yourself or for local businesses. Literally anyone regardless of skill level can work from home in any country and pull one CMO off 10 hours a month of work, but there is some mysticism and some self-doubt that this is hard. You just need to have a computer and discipline to see a checklist through. That's it. I get my freebie SEO students to literally build and launch a WordPress site within 60 minutes and realize they can do that as a 1,000 service for companies. I hire talent from these people, but still it's not hard, a 9 to 5. The debt from my college degree payments forced me into my profession. But yeah, I'm a teacher for a professional-led, Reddit-only SEO course. I wish I knew what that comment said, the one from an hour ago, with 3 gold awards before it got removed. Story 73 Surprised. I haven't seen these. Project Libra is free project management software. The website describes it as like Google Docs, but for MS Project Lucidchart is free web-based diagramming software. Prettier than Visio. The free version is sufficient for most projects, but they also have a paid version that offers more robust functionality. OpenOffice has become a bit redundant since Google stepped up their game with Docs and Sheets, but still a decent alternative to Word and Excel. If you want a more traditional desktop solution, Google Voice is nice for a free alternate phone number. Lastly, a little more niche of a comment, but Salesforce provides their full enterprise CRM to nonprofits for free up to 10 accounts. Story 74 Have I Been Pawned? To check if your account has been compromised. Coffitivity, ambient noise to help you study or work. Common Sense Media to see whether movies are family-friendly and why. Two-factor auth to see which websites support two-factor authentication. Unsplash for high-quality free stock photos. The Noun Project. Feather icons, flat icon, material design icons, material design icons. For icons, Zapier IFT to integrate apps quickly and without coding. Freepik for vectors, stock photos, Photoshop templates, and icons.